Hey, this is Ron Keel, the Metal Cowboy, and we are talking about rock.
Okay, today's guest is best known as the singer for Keel, Steeler, and the Ron Keel Band. He's also an author and a radio show host for his show, The Streets of Rock and Roll. Let's welcome the Metal Cowboy, Ron Keel.
Great to see you, Robert, and great to talk with you again, and your audience as well. Thanks for having me.
Oh, man, Ron, it's always great to have you back with us, man, definitely. So tell us what's going on here. You got your song, The Last Ride, and now you got a new comic book series, KeelWorld, also.
That's correct. Well, we've got some multimedia happening. RFK Media, my company, has branched out into movies, books, and other forms of entertainment. And we have the new KeelWorld comic book just released. And I'm really super proud of this thing, man. You know, my love affair with comics goes back to when I was just a kid and walking down to the store and buying a 25-cent comic. It's a little more than 25 cents now, but really proud of this thing. Metal Nerds, the publisher, did a great job. And it's just another thing off the bucket list. I think rock and roll's love affair with comic books started with Kiss. And since then, there's been a great synergy between that medium and the music. And if you want a comic book that sings to you, just watch the new video for that song you mentioned, The Last Ride.
Oh, very, very cool, man. Your company's got so much stuff going on, man. RFK Media, you guys, albums, you're doing reissues, catalog stuff from you, and a lot of other artists you've been getting on here. You got Cold Sweat on here, Crashing Wayward, and one of your most recent signings for RFK, the band Bad Marriage. Why did you think it was time to bring these guys on board?
Well, when you get an opportunity to work with the hardest working up-and-coming rock band in America, you can't pass that up. And these guys walk the walk, talk the talk, and rock the rock in a way like no other. And we're lucky to have them. And hopefully they're lucky to have us. We're going to work hard for Bad Marriage and do the best we can. The new album, Match Made in Hell, is coming out in early 2026. The record's done, and it's fantastic. And just really proud to have these guys on the roster.
Yeah, I've been hounding Mikey Fitz for the last couple weeks on him. I'm like, so when's this coming out, Mike? I'm going to be talking to him probably next day or two about this. But I've been waiting for this, and I've seen the guys play a couple times, you know, live in my area, and they're crushing it on the cruises, Monster Rock cruises, where you guys did the signing.
And they're also back at the Monsters on the Mountain Festival this August in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. We're really proud to have them on the bill. And they'll always deliver the goods, man. Just a great band, a great bunch of guys, really smart, really hardworking. And honestly, I was blown away when I heard the album. It way exceeded my expectations. It's raw, raunchy, loud, rude, but really intelligent, well thought out, well produced. And it's going to blow a lot of people away.
Yeah, Tommy was saying he was pretty happy with his leads all over the place on that. It sounds like it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, he's smoking, and I can't wait to get those guys on your show to talk about it. And we're anxious to get the album out. It's been a long wait. We had hoped to have it out last summer, but our company believes in letting the artists take their time, wait till they're happy and satisfied, and they've got all of their stuff delivered. But it's too late in the year to try and compete with the holiday market. So you want to start fresh. This is going to be a 2026 album for Bad Marriage, Match Made in Hell, and you'll find that and everything else we do at rfkmedia.com.
Yeah, and you're always involved in so many different things you got going on. Sure, you're on Patreon now, and you also started your Metal Monday coffee here that you're doing just yesterday. I saw that you started doing us. Tell us, the audience, a little about that. I thought it was really cool.
I've been doing it for a while. You know, I tend to make a big production out of everything that I do. You know, I try and make sure that even when we do interviews like this, I want the backdrop, I want the lights just right, I want the right microphone. And, you know, I make a big production out of stuff. Coffee with Keel, the Metal Cowboy Monday feature you're talking about, is exactly the opposite. Totally unplanned, unscripted, unproduced, no edits, just me and the camera, sometimes the cell phone, sometimes the laptop, just having coffee with the fans. And really, I never know what I'm going to say, but I end up wasting 10 minutes of your time anyway. Coffee with Keel every Monday. That's part of the free stuff. If you're just following me on Patreon, we've got a couple of different tiers that you can graduate through. Up to the $6.99 a month is the max that you can pay for all of the content, exclusive video, audio, unreleased stuff, interaction with the fans. I do a fan Zoom chat where you can have a one-on-one online meet and greet, just like you and I are talking now. I try and give those paying subscribers, we call them Keelaholics, but they're my tribe. I give them the best of everything that I possibly can to reward them for their support, and it's working. We've been on Patreon now for 7 years, and the platform has grown a lot. We're able to do a lot more now with the technology available to us on Patreon. So I hope that everybody will check it out. Start with a follow. It doesn't cost you anything. Patreon.com/Ron Keel. Follow. And then you can check it out and decide if you want to go up to the basic level, $1.99 a month or $6.99 a month for all access. That's what, 23 cents a day. And I give you the best of what I got. So it's a pretty good deal for me and for the fans.
Yeah, definitely. So you're always going into new avenues. And I wanted to kind of get your take on this a little bit also. As we're seeing the growth of AI now, right, in this space, we're seeing more AI music and so-called artists, right, getting it, AI artists. What's your feelings around that?
Well, AI and CG, computer generated, we've been watching this computer generated content in our movies, Star Wars and Star Trek and all that for years. AI is here to stay. I'm not going to go to war for it. We're all going to end up going to war against it someday because maybe the Terminator was not too far off, but it is a tool like anything else. It can be used in harmful ways, and it is being used in harmful ways, especially to our industry. But it's also a tool that can be used for good. And, Siri, we've been using AI on our phones. Siri, who is Robert Edwards and talking about rock? And she'll probably come up with something for me. And that's AI. Robert Edwards was a British medical researcher who developed the technique of IVF. He worked with, no, it's not you.
There's a lot of Robert Edwards out there. There's a lot of Robert Edwards.
But that's AI. I mean, it's artificial intelligence. Siri has a level of intelligence that can help us navigate from one city to the next, or to, like a knife, man. You can use it to cut butter. You can stab somebody. AI is a very dangerous thing when it's used in the wrong hands. And it is the villain in the comic book. I can give away a little bit of the story. I am fighting AI to preserve creativity and real music and all that in the book. That's the theme of the book, and AI is the villain. So it was only appropriate to do an AI video for this track, The Last Ride. I am catching some flack for that, but I expected to. I'm a flack magnet, and people are always going to give me crap about something. And the truth is, it's a really cool, fun, entertaining video. And there's no way we could have produced that without, I've got $1 million budget. But you can do it with AI, and it is to promote a comic book, after all. So the comic book comes to life in the new music video for The Last Ride. You can catch that on YouTube.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, the things I was talking about here, just in music itself in general, because I actually had an interview a while back with Derek Davis from Babylon AD. And so I try to keep track of the artists' latest songs that they're dropping here. And then I noticed that they have a new track dropped onto their profile on Spotify, which looked like they did a collaboration with Vinnie Vincent. And turns out, no, he's telling me this is not real. This is AI generated, AI created, and they were on the phone with Spotify to get this stuff taken down. So that kind of really concerns me. What type of, contracts or kind of, rights do they have to these artists when they put something on their platform? That's a little scary that they can do really something like that.
Like I said, it can be used in harmful ways, and that's an example of that. The technology has far exceeded the legislation. Let's put it that way. You're not going to be able to catch up with the technology at this rate. It's progressing. So the laws and the legalities are never going to be able to compete with it. And when it's used to mislead someone, that is not right. In my opinion, it's criminal. Yeah, when you're impersonating someone and trying to make people think that it's the real person, that's very dangerous, man. And it's going to have a severe impact not only on our culture, our music, our industry, but our society in general. You can't believe anything you see anymore, and that's pretty scary, man. You know, I see stuff all the time, and I'm interested in certain topics or certain things, and you just don't know if it's real or not. And it is a double-edged sword. I am not the most technologically savvy guy on the planet, so I don't even know how to use auto-tune, so we don't do any of that in my sessions. There's no auto-tune, there's no computer generated music, but being the devil's advocate, again, we had the same argument back when synthesizers were invented, and all of a sudden the keyboard player can play this beautiful string patch like an orchestra on his keyboard. And yeah, it put a lot of orchestras out of business because now you don't need to hire an orchestra or a violin section. You can just play the strings on your keyboard. That's, where does it end? It started a long, long time ago, and where it ends, nobody knows. But it is very harmful to the industry. And one thing I'm finding out in my research and I'm really in tune with my fans and the audience, and these people are, we're all a part of this together. My fans and I are very close, and I get the feeling that the majority of them don't really care. They just want something good. They want good music. They don't care if it's human or not. And that is, it's just the way it is. We can't control that. I'm sure the dinosaurs were bitching about that asteroid too, but it still wiped them out, so what do we do?
Yeah, just some very scary stuff. I've talked to a couple different artists about it, to get their take on it and see where they think it's headed and see what's happening. The consensus for the folks I've talked to has been, if you can't have music that's created with real emotion behind it that makes a connection to the fans or to the audience. I mean, that's what a great song is about. That's what great music is about. Right, having that emotional connection, or somehow that they tap into that song.
It's got to come from the heart, man. It's got to come from the heart for me, anyway. And different genres. I'm hearing the effect that AI is having on hard rock versus country music. And in hard rock, and I love hard rock. I'm a hard rocker to the core, but there are a lot of throwaway lines and lyrics that really don't have to mean a whole lot. Look, round and round, our love will find a way, just give it time, round, what goes around comes around. It's a lot of cliches and a lot of colloquialisms used in the lyrics for these 80s songs, and I was the culprit as well. I did a lot of that. As long as it rhymed and it kind of fit, we just throw the line in there.
Right.
So the AI metal and rock, I think, is probably going to be able to reach an audience easier than, say, a country song. Because in country music, every line, every word has to mean something. It's got to be real. It's got to really pull your heartstrings. And that's tough for AI to duplicate at this time. But give it time. AI is going to start to have feelings just like me. And then you're not going to be able to tell the difference.
Yes, that's going to be a little crazy for sure. So I wanted to touch on some other stuff with you. So you also played one of the final shows at Count Vamps in Vegas. Was I think back in April or something like that, and obviously they've closed down now. Can you tell us a little bit how that experience was, and have you heard anything about Vamps? What's in the works with there? There's definitely something happening with that.
Well, I know that Danny's always got he's a businessman, and he's always trying new things and working with some other venues there in Las Vegas. Now I'm not in Vegas anymore, so I'm a little bit out of the loop. I'm glad that I got to play there many times. I did. Keel played there in 2014, I think, 2013, and then my band played there. Ron Keel Band, like you said, it was April of last year, and it's the death of an era, man. That was a real haven and a bonding spot for everybody on the Vegas rock scene, and you can't replace a venue like that. People are going to talk about it just like you and I are talking about it right now. People are going to talk about Vamped 10, 20 years from now. It's
Right.
like in Sioux Falls, where I'm at, there was a legendary bar called the Pomp Room. And it was before I moved here to Sioux Falls. But man, that was the golden era of rock in Sioux Falls. And it was just like the Rainbow or the whiskey. And that's why a lot of the Sioux Falls musicians stayed here, because they had the coolest club on the planet. And even now today, it's legendary. You can still see people walking around with Pomp Room t-shirts on, and it'll never be replaced, never be duplicated. Just like I don't think Counts Vamped will either. It was a very special room. I used to play my acoustic show there every Monday night. Danny and Corey were dear friends, and they always gave me an opportunity to play and get on that stage and rock with the Vegas rock audience. So I'll miss it, and I am glad that I got to take my band out there and do it right one last time.
Yeah, so I was watching the interview Sally Steele had with him. She did a little documentary on Vamps and stuff, and there definitely sounds like there's something happening that he can't really get into as of yet. I just hope that we see something like we had created and not lose that iconic rock place as we've lost so many over the years, right?
Yeah. And the cool thing about it was off the strip, man. It was not in the heart of Vegas. It was off the strip on Sahara. So it was a little bit of a road trip just to get to it. I don't know. I mean, the location had a certain charm. If Danny opens up another club, I don't care if it's on the strip or in Pahrump, he's going to do some big business, because he'll do it right, and the fans will all support it.
Yeah, they're definitely looking forward if that something happens with that. So with yourself, what else is going on? You got other projects you're working on, or what else is happening with you?
I'm staying super busy. It's now hibernation time here in South Dakota for the winter. And I'll probably stay close to home, work on some new music, and work on the company business. That Bad Marriage album is certainly a priority. I'm writing songs and singing and staying busy musically, as always. And I have a new movie out called Beginning of the End, just released on DVD, where I star as the guy next door. And ironically enough, Robert, the villain in the movie is also AI. This is the night that AI takes over and starts pitting humans against each other. And I play the guy next door, a guy named Ray. And I'm just an ordinary dude, man, a diesel mechanic, a veteran who single dad, who all of a sudden things go really wrong, and I'm caught in the middle of it. So it was an interesting experience, and I got to see the movie on the big screen last summer when we did the premiere in Seattle. And I've got some shows on the books already for next year, a couple that I can't announce yet, and also another trip to South America. I'm going to Brazil. No, don't get it wrong. Peru, Mexico, and Colombia again in May of next year. I've got some other events that I'm excited about. I don't get booked on these, unfortunately, on these big events like the Monsters of Rock cruise or the Mountain anymore, even though I've been on the cruise 7 or 8 times. But they won't have me back unless I call the band Keel, and I won't do that because of loyalty to my bandmates in the band, even though it's my name. I own the trademark, and I'm the lead singer. I still won't do it. So I've been, I'm an outlaw. I'm a rock and roll outcast, and I guess I'm comfortable in that role.
Well, a lot of your bands, I'm sure, are going to be hitting out Monsters of Rock Cruise and Monsters on the Mountain again. I'm sure Bad Marriage will be back on that again. I'm sure Cold Sweat will probably be out there, and probably a couple other ones, I
hope so. We've got an unreleased Cold Sweat song that's on the vinyl edition that we're anxious to get out and promote that as a single as well. And another new band that we've just signed called Generation Landslide. They're based in Vegas. Anthony White, the drummer from Cold Sweat, is actually the front man in Generation Landslide. It's a fantastic record, and we can't wait to unleash that. The album's called Existence, and it'll be coming out on RFK Media in early 2026. So I've got my hands full, and I like it that way.
I was going to say, you have so many different things going on, giving us time for this, your radio show, your company, your shows that you're playing with your band, writing music, this project. You must have great, outstanding people behind you to get all this stuff scheduled for you.
Well, it is a team effort, and I like to stay busy, and I like to create stuff, man. It's all driven by the music and my desire to be creative. Let's build something. Let's build a company. And now not only a radio show, but a radio station. I'm on the air a lot on KRFK Radio, 24/7. It's our station. And we had a little downtime where we had to rebuild the station from scratch. And now we're back up and running and launching officially December 1st with some of the syndicated shows that we've had in the past, like Dee Snider's House of Hair and the Classic Metal Show, Rich Embry's Power Hour, and some other great shows. Charlie Kendall's Metal Shop tomorrow, as we speak now. Tomorrow,
right, that's an iconic show. That's been around forever.
Yeah, and Charlie relaunched the show on KRFK Radio a couple of years ago, and we're really proud of what he's accomplished. He is an icon in rock radio, and to have him on our station every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern is a treat for us. And for the fans and the audience and the listeners, man. You got to tune in. And it's all new shows. It's not reruns of the old stuff. These are all new shows that Charlie's been producing now for the past couple of years.
Outstanding. So much stuff going on. Ron, it's always great to have you on here, and it's always so much stuff going on. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for chatting with us.
I appreciate you helping me spread the word, man. I love talking about rock with you.
All right, man. That wraps up this episode of Talk About Rock. Thank you to my guest today, Ron Keel, and to our listeners. We hope you're doing your part, keeping the torch alive and supporting live music wherever you are. Ron, again, thanks, man.
Thank you.